This video is a demonstration of how to use the program AlleleA1 for population genetics problems in the Bio 202 course at Duke University. So here's the AlleleA1 screen that pops up when you start the program. It contains a space for a graph for the simulation, and it graphs the frequency of the A1 allele over the course of a number of generations. And there's a lot of population genetic parameters here that you can set to whatever you need to. In order to change one of these parameters from the default setting, you simply select it and change that parameter. So I just changed the starting frequency of the A1 allele from 0.5 to 0.01. Once you've set all the parameters the way either the problem tells you to or the way that you've decided you need to figure something out, you click the Run button down in the left-hand corner, and it simulates and graphs the results of the frequency of A1 over the course of all those generations. And you set all of the parameters that way except for the number of generations. To change the number of generations that are simulated, there's a little tiny triangle arrow button at the bottom right-hand corner of the graph, so in this case by 500. Click on that and you get a range of generations from 15 to 100,000 to choose from. And once you've run the simulation, on the right-hand side is a table of final frequencies that gives you the final frequency of the A1 allele, of the A2 allele, and of all three genotypes. And this is, for the most part, a useful way to run these simulations. However, there will be times when what it's doing now, every time I click Run, the graph is cleared and a single red line is drawn. Sometimes it's more useful to see multiple simulations all in a single graph. You can change how it's being graphed that way with these graph line choices down in the bottom right-hand corner. Clicking multiple lines will be drawn, but they'll still all be the one color that is chosen here in the big box. It's more often useful to have the line change color with every simulation. That's what happens if you choose Auto under Graph Lines. Every time you click Run, the color of the line will change, cycling through these color choices down here automatically. Right? Now, if I'm done seeing these graphs, but I don't want to change my parameters, clicking Clear clears the graph but leaves the parameters alone. So if it just got messy, or you forgot to click Auto and you wanted to go back so you can see the color changing with each run, you can just click Clear. Your parameters are retained, but the graph is cleared. On the other hand, if you're moving to another problem and so you want to go back to all the default parameters before you start changing other individual parameters, you want to make sure that you don't forget anything, reset both clears the graph and resets all of the parameters to their default values. And the final thing that can be useful is there's another cryptic little triangle arrow, in this case in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Clicking that expands the screen and gives you some more information, so that if I've actually run a simulation, it gives the exact frequency of A1 for each individual generation, for in this case all 500 generations that were run in the simulation. It also shows you the mean fitness for each frequency of A1. And if that's distracting, you don't want to see it, clicking on that little triangle arrow again will make that go away. And that's how you use the program. I hope this video was helpful. See you in class.